Metal Jesus here, and I am back again with Reggie.
Glad to be here. This time we're going to do PlayStation imports, so let's get started.
All right, dude. I bet you have some more awesomeness here that I don't have in my collection, so I'm excited.
Yeah, man, and I'm going to get started with a cool game that I found out from my buddy Drew, X2. Now, X2 is not, I thought it was like Mega Man X or something like 2.
Or
something
X-Men
like that.
or something like that.
Yeah, something like that. But this is actually a shooter game that came out in PAL countries.
What?
It actually, part 1 came out on a system in America, but I think it was the Amiga. Maybe. Or something like that.
Oh, Team 17. They did a bunch of Amiga games back in the day.
Ah, okay.
So it doesn't surprise me if that's the case.
Yeah, and this game is really cool. It's an early PlayStation release, and it has a password system, no save system for the memory card, so you know it's really early.
That's old school right there.
Yeah, I wasn't really good at it because it's fast paced. Your shit moves really fast, and like too fast, I would think. So
yeah.
I didn't play it too hard, but I was having a tough time with the first level. But still, I could get used to it. Decent game, a very good game actually. So I'm pumped to have it, and I got it for $20. It's on the cheap, so you can get it for that price.
Dude, I want to check this out.
Definitely, man. Next game is 2 games. It's gonna be a fighting game. They're sequels to each other. Advanced VG. Now this is an all-girl fighting game. It's based off an anime of women fighting at different restaurants. I didn't really watch all the anime yet, but I like 2D animation, as you guys know, and these games are pretty solid. Part 1 is more of like a Street Fighter clone, I would say. It doesn't have like super moves, but the second game actually added super moves, like a super bar and everything, so you can do like super fireball, super uppercut, stuff like that. Very solid games. The music is what really stands out. It has like a jazzy tune to them, so I like that a lot.
That's cool.
Good music, good animation.
I love how some fighting games do break that mold of really interesting music. You know?
Yeah, definitely. It's just something you can listen to like when you're driving your car.
Yeah,
you know? It's awesome.
Wow, cool.
A sequel here. Fireman 2. Now, you guys know I talked about Fireman 2 in one of the videos I did before, the repro video. The sequel is awesome. Even though it's all in Japanese, there's no text. It's all dialogue. So all voice acting. So you pretty much you don't need to know what's going on. You know that you need to put out a fire or you need to rescue somebody. You can just tell what you need to do. Arcadey like action. Good 2D sprites. It's fun. It's just more the same from the first game, but a lot better. And it seems more dramatic because the music was pretty deep, like the fire
really?
show. Yeah. This one takes place in a inside amusement park, which I guess they have in Japan. So the amusement park catches on fire, and it's pretty intense. So from what I played of it, awesome
I need
game.
to play some more some of these games because they look cool.
Next game is just like one of my favorite games, which is Guardian Heroes for the Saturn, but this is Panzer Bandit, which is pretty much Guardian Heroes for PlayStation because we didn't get that game. Now this game is 2-player co-op. It's a beat 'em up. It has a 2D plane, so you could jump in the background just like Guardian Heroes, and you get to choose what levels you go to. It's really fun. You choose from 4 characters, crazy combos, a body slam, special moves. It's great, and there's no slowdown either. And, they somehow got past like having slowdown issues, so the game is pretty fun. I enjoyed it a lot. The music is really solid too. So if you see this game, pick it up because Panzer Bandit is pretty much our version of Guardian Heroes.
That's cool.
The next game is another beat 'em up, Hot Blooded Family. Now this game was a
Hot Blooded Family.
Hot Blooded Family is the English name for it. I'm not even gonna try to attempt the Japanese name because you know how that turns out. But this was a launch title for PlayStation in Japan. So of course, for some reason Sony didn't like releasing 2D games over here because they thought that was weird,
Stupid,
which was dumb.
So.
But I imported this game, very solid beat 'em up, lots of cool moves. It plays like any beat 'em up, but it plays more like Final Fight. But you can do special moves like doing fireball motions like Street Fighter and stuff like that. Really solid game, a lot of fun. 3 characters to choose from. They actually hacked this game to where it's in English. Well, like they translated some of it.
Oh, okay, like fan translation.
Yeah, but they didn't really need to do it for a fighting game, but you could tell they were really big fans of it. So definitely a solid game. The next game, 2D fighting game.
What a shock.
Yeah, I know, right? The Last Blade Part 1.
Oh.
Now, I got the PlayStation version, which added a lot of animated cutscenes and extra characters, which was really cool. The Last Blade is probably one of my favorite games that have to do fighting games to do with weapons. It's just it's really cool. The parry button and all that stuff. It's just, this game is just really fun. It just feels good. Like, this game should be in tournaments and stuff like that, but I never see it. So
that's cool. I actually prefer fighting games that have weapons. That's why I love Soul Calibur so much.
Yeah.
Know? So, wow, that's cool, man.
Definitely. All right. So, another beat 'em up game. This game I saw when I was a kid, and I never remember the name of it. And I only saw it once. And this is Pooley Ruler. Now, Pooley Ruler is like a storybook beat 'em up type game. These kids, there's something goes wrong in their town where they lose some kind of the town loses its power because some kind of clock has stopped. Somebody stole the pin to a clock, and they have to go out and get the part back. It's very kiddie, but it's really cool. The animation is good, but the game gets really weird later in the game. The later levels, like you'll think you're like on acid or something with the levels they come up with in this game. It's like really tripped out. But overall, it's just different worlds that you go to, and the game is just a whole lot of fun. It has a lot of charm to it. So if you guys see this game, it's still pretty cheap for PlayStation. I don't know how the Saturn version is, but you get it for like $30, maybe a little bit less.
Now, I'm noticing that some of these imports, it feels like the case is bigger than the North American
version. The case is a lot solider than the ones we got here. Plus, that's weird because America would be the biggest base for games, but we get the cheapest stuff.
Now, there's a bunch. So this one like has two.
It has a spine card, instruction booklet, and some kind of other book that
we don't know what it is because we can't read Japanese.
Yeah, it's like what the.
Interesting.
But they got a lot of stuff in their package, so they got the best stuff over there, so
That's cool.
Awesome. All right, so we're winding down here. Another beat 'em up game, huh? Now this is called Crisis Beat. Now Crisis Beat came out in Japan and PAL territories. Of course, I got the English version, which was in PAL. Basically, if you guys have played Fighting Force, like that was one of the first 3D beat 'em up type games. I mean, it was a solid attempt maybe, but this is where they really focus on their attempt at, like, this is a really good game. Basically, you're on a boat and everything, and some terrorist does some kind of crazy act. Now, I haven't played all the way through, but it's 2-player co-op, and it's just it feels like it plays like it's like I would say Die Hard arcade in a little bit, but not with the quick time events. But very solid game. You could drop in and play anytime. Co-op, good story mode, 4 characters to choose from. It's just really solid, and this is where beat 'em up should have been if they went full 3D. This is a good attempt. All right, that's my last two. Chaos Break. Chaos Break is a Resident Evil clone, which is not bad at all. That's a good thing. It has the cheesy voice acting, which I love, and I didn't play all the way through yet because I just recently got it actually. But basically, you have to go to some lab and you're investigating something. Like we already know where this is going. Something comes out and attacks you. I'm not gonna say what happens, but it's just
it's messed up.
It's pretty messed up though, but it really gives you that feeling of the old school Resident Evil games, and that's a good feeling. I mean, I like playing those games.
Yeah, me too.
Playing this game made me feel younger again, like I was at home at my parents playing Resident Evil, which was an awesome feeling. So pick this game up if you could find it.
Now, this is the PAL version right here?
Right? The PAL version is all English. English text. The Japanese version, I think, is English, but it has Japanese text. So
interesting.
It really depends on what your preference is.
Again, another cool cover there, just like this creepy eyeball.
Yeah, the game is actually a spin-off of another game. It's called Chaos
Heat.
Chaos. Yeah, it even says on the cover. Thank you, because I you can see it from here. But yeah, Chaos Heat is actually, I've seen that one in action. That one's awesome in arcade. So
cool.
And the last game, which is probably one of my favorites, Hell Knight. Now, Hell Knight is called, the other name it was called was Dark Messiah, I believe, and it's made by Atlas, and it only came out in PAL territory and in Japan. Now, the PAL version is very limited from what I hear. My buddy Retro Chef told me that. He said it was very limited game, so kind of hard to find, obscure. That's probably why a lot of people don't know about it. But the game takes place, this girl's in the subway, and the subway goes out, or there's a monster chasing them. And you have another girl with you. The monster is stalking you. So the thing is about the game is you have a partner with you. Your partner will tell you if the monster is close to you or if something's wrong or anything. But your partner, if you get attacked, your partner will get killed. So that means if you don't have a partner with you, you don't know what's happening, around the corner. So it's always good to have a partner with you in the game if you can find one. If you don't get your partner killed, and you can find another one.
It's Konami and Atlas, so that's interesting.
Yeah, it's a good, interesting connection.
Yeah, that's cool. So I'm kind of curious. I don't know anything about trying to collect or get these imports. So is it hard to get them? I mean, where do you go to?
It's pretty annoying. I mean, it depends. It helps to have a friend on that side of town. You know what I mean, on the world. So
yeah, it
really helps a lot. But it's not difficult. It's just, I would say, more of a chore because you want to know tracking, you want to know if it's been shipped or where it's at.
So were you primarily buying these from individuals or local stores, say in Europe, or how did that work?
Local stores in Europe and eBay, and my buddy Retro Chef.
Oh, okay. So somebody who lives over there.
Yeah,
who was helping you.
Yeah, he helped me out a lot. So that made it really not as bad as it would have been.
Because shipping can be brutal.
It really can be, depending. If you're getting it from Paris or something like that, France,
to Seattle, it's ridiculous.
Yeah, it really is. But luckily, the middleman up there will help you out.
Especially when shipping a disc-based game, because as you know, just in normal shipping, sometimes they rattle around and you get them and it's they have those little scuff marks in it.
Yeah, exactly. It's pretty annoying.
And these look all in amazing shape.
Yeah, why couldn't Sony do that for us? That would have showed a lot of appreciation. Because if you think about it, if you have a PlayStation game here, if you lose the manual, then it looks horrible.
Right.
But over here, if you lose the manual, the game still looks complete, somewhat decent looking.
That's a good point. Is that you're right, because in North America, this is the cover, right?
Yeah, exactly.
Huh.
They didn't cheap out.
God, and look at that. This thing is thick.
That's a thick book. Yeah, exactly.
This cover. This thing is 20 pages.
You can put notes in it too.
I always thought notes was hilarious though, because every game has 6 pages of notes at the end. And when you buy these, very rarely are there notes. I mean, who uses these things? It's so funny. But this is really thick. Yeah, this would not fit in a North American case. You just wouldn't do it.
And I think they put a variety of languages in there, so different people can read it too, which is awesome. So
yeah, that's probably true. That's cool. Man, this is awesome. So this is the PlayStation 1. Do you collect any imports for any other systems?
I do. It's just mostly PlayStation right now, because PlayStation usually is my favorite system.
Yeah, right.
Most of my games are on there. But I have imports for the Game Boy Advance. I have imports for PS3, which you see for Xbox 360. And that's about, I would say, around it.
Yeah.
Not too many. But, I really enjoy them because we're missing out on a lot of games that should have been released over here. So,
yeah, it's true. It's true. Well, I know that people in Europe occasionally will post that, that they're jealous of us. That we get stuff that they never see, right?
Yeah, exactly.
So it goes both ways for sure.
It does. So, yeah.
Well, that's cool. Well, we'd love to know down in the comments, when it comes to the PlayStation 1, what are we missing out? I know that a lot of my viewers on my channel actually are from Europe and the UK and stuff. So let us know what we need to add to our collection, because obviously we don't get it, so we'd love to know what to look out for.
Yeah, we're definitely still looking. So any information will definitely help us.
Yeah. Well, dude, thanks for coming on, man.
Always a pleasure.
Always. All right. Thanks, guys, for watching my channel. Thanks for subscribing, and take care. Reggie's such an awesome dude, huh? Love it when he comes over. Always brings a ton of awesome games. I love hanging out with him. If you like Reggie, you will definitely want to be subscribed to my channel, because I have a new video every Friday and lots of Reggie. I also want to give a quick shout out to my Patreon contributors. These are people who watch my channel, who value what I do and want to help support my videos and make all this awesomeness happen. I really appreciate it, guys. If you are interested in helping support me and my channel, my videos, I would greatly appreciate it. Go to patreon.com/MetalJesusRocks.